Rai absent. Next speaker is S.R. Balasubramaniam.
Mr. Vice Chairman, the Union Budget 2021-22. Many welcome future initiatives and schemes for Tamil Nadu. Our Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy, while welcoming the Centre's assurances, thanked the Union Finance Minister for announcing the over rupees 1 lakh crore allocation for development of 3,500 kilometers highways in Tamil Nadu, including crucial stretches of Madurai and Kollam and Chittoor and Thatchur corridor. And he has promised that the state government would expedite steps to complete these works. The Chief Minister has also thanked the Centre for schemes including funds to modernize the fishing harbour in Chennai, setting up of a seaweed park, and approval of allocation for the second phase of Chennai Metro Rail project. He has demanded that 2 of the 7 textile parks be set up in Tamil Nadu. The Chief Minister has expressed his happiness for the announcement of central support for a world-class fintech hub at the GIFT IFSC, and also urged the centre to announce a scheme to establish an international financial institution in Tamil Nadu to facilitate the implementation of the financial city project of the state government. Sir, during the past few years, the excise duty on petrol and diesel had been reduced while the cess has been spiking. In this backdrop, a further reduction in excise duty and a hike in cess will affect the financial position of all states. Accepting the state government's request, the centre should restore the previous position. Referring to the rupees 63,246 crore funding of Chennai Metro Phase 2, the CM has also urged the centre to expeditiously allocate 50% of the counterpart fund immediately so that the project could be executed at a faster pace. I urge the centre to approve Metrolite Metro News systems for Coimbatore and Madurai. I welcome the announcement on launching of a new scheme to support augmentation of public transport services, that the funding should be extended in a way that would benefit the Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporations as well. The allocation of rupees 35,000 crore COVID vaccines is timely and has to be lauded. I urge the centre to hike the assistance to Tamil Nadu for containing the corona infection in the best possible way. I also urge the centre to extend financial assistance to modernize smaller fishing harbours in the state, in line with one in Chennai. The establishment of a few new financial institutions will benefit all the states since rupees 5 lakh crore could be availed through this institution. Sir, the petroleum prices have soared. It has touched 103 rupees in Bombay for 1 litre of petrol. Even in Coimbatore, yesterday it was 90 rupees 25 paise at 30 paise. Diesel also is costing about 83 rupees 20 paise. This is skyrocketing, about nothing but skyrocketing. But actually, the crude prices have crashed. It has come to the rock bottom. It is between hovering around 30 to 40. 30, it was 75, 85 and everything. Yeah, the prices of this petrol and diesel have gone up by even this for 30, 40. It's not fair. They are repeatedly asking the state governments and the centre indulging in living duty is too much, in my opinion. That should be avoided. The living of duty must be definitely avoided. It is because of that every individual is suffering today. That sufferance must not be there. That's what I wanted to mention, and I appeal to the Prime Minister, I appeal to the government and the Finance Minister also to take away this duty, too much of duty, and they can adopt some other method to repay the state. That is the position. That is my position. Sir, our Honourable Deputy Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam put forth a slew of demands allowing states to borrow up to 5% of GDP. No abrupt fiscal correction during 2021-22 discussions on continuance of the compensation mechanism, and developing further taxation powers on states, permission and fund allocation for water resources, augmentation projects, early dismissal of pending dues to the state, etc. Though the early signs of economic revival are apparent, the financial situation of the state governments would take more time to recover. Hence, no abrupt fiscal correction should be attempted during 2021-22. The transition back to fiscal targets should be through a gradual path of 2 or 3 years. The viability of using all measures to support growth, including the escape clause in the fiscal responsibility and budget management, to permit the Reserve Bank of India to subscribe to the central government's loans, should be explicitly placed on the table for consideration. This will give confidence that the government will do whatever it takes to sustain growth. Sir, state governments had given up their autonomy and their main source of revenue based on an assurance that the transition to the GST regime would be revenue neutral in the long run. The expectations of revenue growth with the implementation of GST have been belied. The reasons for this tepid revenue growth have to be analyzed in detail. Alternatives including maintenance of the compensation for gas mechanism and devolving further taxation powers on our states will have to be discussed in the GST Council in order to ensure that states are not put to hardship in 2022-23. This very crucial issue should be addressed urgently to ensure that the interests of the states are not affected. With regard to the local body grants in the first report of the 15th Finance Commission, the All India ratio of rural to urban population was applied uniformly to all states, for all states. In more urban states like Tamil Nadu, this deprived urban areas of much needed funding. I request that this anomaly should be set right when the final report of this Commission is implemented during 2021-22. Besides, no further conditions should be imposed by the Centre for the release of grants recommended by the Finance Commission to ensure that the states receive their full share of the grants on time. Tamil Nadu is yet to receive grants of rupees 2,577.98 crore recommended by the 14th Finance Commission for rural and urban local bodies. In fact, performance grants recommended by the 14th Finance Commission have not been released in the last 3 years to any state. I therefore urge the Union Government to expect the release of the same. Tamil Nadu has a long track record of efficient implementation of external aided projects, which later serve as models for other states and countries in project design and execution. Now the Union Finance Ministry intends to approve only one externally aided project per agency per state in a year. Such an abrupt change in policy greatly disrupts our development plans. So the projects that are at an advanced stage of consideration should be approved for implementation without any restrictions and limitations. At present, rupees 19,599.63 crore, including pending GST compensation claims, arrears related to 13th and 14th Finance Commission grants to local bodies, and pending grants for programs including Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, Right to Education Act, Flood Management Program, and Post-Matric Scholarship scheme is due to Tamil Nadu. I request the Centre to release dues at the earliest. Sir, there is an uncertainty over the railway project reconnecting Morapur and Dharmaburi railway line. Needs to be expedited. The establishment of All India Institute of Medical Sciences at Topur needs to be speeded up since the inauguration was done 2 years back. I thank the Honorable Finance Minister for providing full support to the projects requested by Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Balasubramaniam.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா ப்ளீஸ் லைக் அண்ட் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. மறக்காம எங்க சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைபும் பண்ணுங்க.